Shalom to the elect of Israel, to the hopeful elect of Israel, you Hebrew Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians. Gotta give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. The Most High, the Heavenly Father. His Hebrew name is Yahweh. Not Yahweh, not Jehovah, not God, not Elohim, not Most High, not Lord, not Yah, not Jah, not Ahaya, not Allah. It's Yahweh. And his only begotten son name in the Hebrew is Yahweh Shai. Not Yahshua, not Yeshua, not Jesus Christos, not Jesus Christ, not Serapis Christos, not Yeshaya, not Yehoshua. It's Yahweh Shai. So we got to give all praises and glory to Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rekah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elder bishops and elders of Great Millstone, who rule well, who teach well, who are the apostles and elders of all of Israel, ready concepted or not. And a sincere salutation to all the Akim pushing this truth and believing this truth, throughout the four winds of the earth, the entire world, waking up the hopeful elect. And shalom to the Akwath who are listening and learning, you few sisters who are listening and learning. I'm Isaiah from Jim Messolano Camp, coming at you another lesson in truth, facts, faith, and edification. Another day edification, Lord willing, it's be edifying. So I titled this lesson, says like it, the curse of the Lord is to work hands-on. The curse of the Lord is to work hands-on. And that's physically and spiritually. So this guy came on the comment board last night when I was with the brothers. After the live stream, we fellowship or whatever. We do what we do on Sundays. So this guy came on the comment board of the video that I did. Mark the Messenger. Let me see what the title is. Mark the Messenger. Exposed and marked, right? So now this video is at 8,000 views. So like it. This video is at 8,000 views now. Let me pull this back up. So in this video, he say, let me scroll back up so you can see. This is the video I did. Mark the Messenger, exposed and marked. It's at 8,200 and some views, right? And I don't have nowhere near the subscribers. So that let you know these 8,000 is scoffers. This 200, it's a 8,250 something. That might be the hopeful elect, the 200 and something. These 8,000 is all scoffers, man. When I sat and dealt in these last few months since I did that, a lot of comments talking trash to me about this guy. So this is what the guy say. He say, where in the Bible does it say you are not allowed to make money? If preachers and priests get paid, then you can put ads on your video, right? He said again, this is his channel is Second Channel 1000. Where in the Bible does it say you are not allowed to make money? If preachers and priests get paid, then you can put ads on your video. Now let me show you this. When I did that lesson on Mark the Messenger. When I did that lesson on Mark the Messenger, dealing with Shiva Jatas, right? Dreads, aka locks. I had a lot of scoffers about just dealing with Shiva Jatas alone. So I said, I did a video on about Shiva Jatas, but nobody watched that and gave me a comment on that. So I told this guy, I'm gonna go back to him, I'm gonna show you because I put precepts up. I told the guy, I said, listen, I don't understand how YouTube with the algorithm, right? With the algorithm rhythms. So how he came across that video, Mark the Messenger, exposed and marked or whatever. I don't know how he came across it, but how did you come on my channel and you missed this video that I just did last week? And it's titled, This Truth is Not for Sale. nor to be sold. So I told him, go watch that video. Now I don't know how he missed this video, but he caught the video of Mark the Messenger exposed and marked, right? How you missed this video I just did? Like I just did this last week. The truth is not to be sold. Okay? The truth is not for sale, nor to be sold. So how you missed this, but you saw the video Mark the Messenger exposed and marked? Just like I said the same thing to these guys. They missed the video that I did about Shiva Jatas, aka Dreads, BKA Locks. You missed that, but you talk trash about me getting on him about having Shiva Jatas and teaching plantation Christianity because they ain't teaching the truth. So let's go back to the comments on this video. Let me show you what he said again. Now he wasn't. The way it seemed like he was inquiring. He saw the video and he want to know like, okay, so what's the problem? So let's deal with this. So he said again, where in the Bible does it say you are not allowed to make money? If preachers and priests get paid, then you can put ads on your video, right? So let's open these up. So I said, the truth is not to be sold. And I said, if you had watched the video I just did about truth is not to be sold, you wouldn't ask me that, right? Then I posted the video that I did. So then I posted Matthew 10 and 8. Heal the sick, cleanse the leper, raise the dead, cast out devils. Freely you have received, freely give, right? Then I put up Micah 3 and 11. The heads thereof judge for reward, and the priests thereof teach for hire, and the prophets thereof divine for money. Yet will they lean upon the Lord and say, is not the Lord among us? No evil can come upon us, right? So then I said, but when you watch the video, you're not buying anything. He said, but when you watch the video, you're not buying anything, and the ad companies don't know which video they ad will be on. No one is selling anything. That's a lie. You think these guys that got these ads in their video, YouTube know what YouTube know what ads on the video, man. And the reason them ads on the videos, it's a contract. But when you watch the video, you're not buying anything, and the ad companies don't know which video they add when be on. No one is selling anything. That's not true. Now, because you don't understand what's going on with that, does that make it not true? Because you don't know? No, you don't know what's going on. So what you need to do is your own due diligence and find out. So I posted Proverbs 23 and 23, buy the truth and sell it not. Also wisdom and instruction and understanding. So I said, because he asked in the beginning, what does it say in the Bible that you can't let's go back real quick. Because they kind of mixed up together. So he said, where in the Bible does it say you are not allowed to make money? So this was the original question. See, all these came after this verse, after this question. So right here, because they'll mix it up. So I said first, I never said you can't make money. I said you can't sell the truth for money. That was the original, right? And then he came back and said true, but how is this guy Mark selling the truth for money? See, all those questions came after this, those comments. So I said, because he's under the 501c3 tax exempt, it's a contract from the government, just like the pastors in the churches have. Most YouTubers have. That's why they have commercials in their videos, because YouTube pays them. And we know YouTube pays Mark the Messenger and Marcus Rogers and anybody. What's this guy name? Boom Gang that run around and just go get a haircut, then run out the barbershop. Or he go cop some weed or whatever and he run off. Allegedly. Because it's entertainment, man. These guys get paid for this. Okay? A young bun Ephraim's and Mark the Messenger and Marcus Rogers and Watchman Reports. If you got all these subscribers, you get paid. And Mark the Messenger straight up said he was about to just lose his whole faith in Jesus Christ, but then all of a sudden he got 10,000 subscribers, and that motivated him. Listen, man. So then I posted 2 Peter 2, 1 and 3, 1 through 3. But there were false prophets also among the people, even as there shall be false teachers among you, who privily shall bring in damnable heresies, even denying the Lord that brought them, and bring unto themselves swift destruction. And many shall follow their pernicious ways, right? They got hundreds of thousands of subscribers, by reason of whom the way of truth shall be evil spoken of. And through covetousness shall they with vain words make merchandise of you, whose judgment of a long time lingereth not. Because now, the reason why it's not lingering not, and that damnation slumbereth not, because they've been exposed now. So now we know who these false prophets is. We know who the false teachers are on YouTube. Because the Lord say, whose judgment now of a long time lingereth not, and that damnation slumbereth not. No, they ain't sleeping and slumbering. We see them, man. They're on YouTube. Okay? So no, it's not lingering not. The Lord have exposed these devils. All these YouTubers, these so-called prophets, the Lord have exposed them, man. So he didn't come back. After I put these precepts up, Proverbs 23 and 23, buy the truth and sell it not. Also wisdom and instruction and understanding. Right? So he never came back. So I said, see, and they ain't even showing the rest of the comments. Oh, right here, show more. Let's see. So after I hit him with all the precepts, Proverbs 23 and 23, right? Then I hit him with these. So I hit him with this. This is, so I said, when I hit him with 2 Peter 2, 1 through 3, I said right here, and I put the, the finger sign pointing up, he's making merchandise of the truth. So then I put Philippians 3, 18 and 19, for many walk of whom I have told you often, and now tell you even weeping, that they are enemies of the cross of Mashiach, whose end is destruction, whose God is their belly, and whose glory is in earthly things. Okay? Then I put up Romans 16 and 17. Because it's about the God of their belly, man. Now I beseech you, brethren, mark them which cause divisions and offenses contrary to the doctrine which you have learned, and avoid them, for they that are such serve not our Lord Yahweh Mashiach, but their own belly, and by good words and foul speeches. And what you got to understand when you watch Mark the Messenger, that nigga got some good words and foul speeches, man. That nigga is eloquent in his speeches. Go watch him. I watched plenty of his videos. He's a smooth talker. And where did he get it from? Esau Edom. What it said in Psalm 55 and 20, right? Their words are smoother than oil and softer than butter. That's Esau. But it tell you in Jeremiah 5 and 26, my people, let me read it from the phone. See, because these devils, because our people, they get it from Esau Edom, man. Okay? Proverbs 12 and 26 say, the righteous is more excellent than his neighbor, but the ways of the wicked seduceth them, man. So here in Jeremiah 5 and 26, to make the point, showing you how our people follow this devil, man. It's Jeremiah 5 and 26, it reads, for among my people are found wicked men, they lay wait as he that set of snares. Who is the he that set of snares? It's a so-called white man. Okay? They put guns in the hood. They put the drugs in the hood. Then now you get a murder charge. Now you got a drug charge. Well, if it wasn't no drugs and guns, it wouldn't be so. They passed LGBT Equality Act rights, right? They promote adultery, pass laws on bestiality, because that's why he's known as the man of sin. They can't commit sin themselves because they wasn't given law, statute, commandments. But they promote sin to make you go off. because they know that we the chosen people of the Lord. And what the scripture called in Revelation 12, he's the accuser of his brethren, man. That's what our Lord say in Psalms 50, right? Let's get it. In Psalms 50, it reads, Psalms 50 and 20. Thou sittest and speakest against thy brother, to my Esau against Jacob, thy slanderest thine own mother's son. Okay. Why? Because it's a hatred, man. In Genesis 25, there is a hatred that's between Esau and Jacob. So then I said, this is what I said, and I ended off with this. This is what I told him. The last two statements I made to him. And he didn't come back, so I assumed he wasn't scoffing. I assumed he took it. So he say, if you don't, I said, if you don't understand all of those scriptures, it's not for you to know. Then I said, and the last major thing, and the last major thing is he's not using the names of Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai. Period. Oh, see, this is new. 10 hours later. 10 hours ago. I didn't even see this. So he came back and said at GMS, I think the government deleted my comments. Oh, so that's all. So he didn't come back scoffing. So after all the precepts I put up, right? Because I put up, let me go back. I put up Proverbs 23 and 23, buy the truth and sell it not. Right? I put up Matthew 10 and 8. Freely you receive, freely give. Right? So now let me get these precepts. I just want to show you that. So he didn't come back. He didn't come back scoffing. He didn't come back talking trash. So I assume, he was I don't know. I don't know. He didn't come back talking trash. So let me get these scripts. So I titled this The Curse of the Lord. You gotta read it again. Salakia. The curse of the Lord is to work hands-on, right? So let me get this. So when he said, "What in the Bible?" and I told him, I never said you can't make money. Because the Lord said, by the sweat of our brow shall we eat bread, right? So let's get these. I'm going to start here in Genesis. Genesis 3 and 17. Let's start here. You see the title? The Fall of Man. And not any man. Hebrew Israelites, man. Okay? So let's say the fall of man. This is Genesis 3 and 17. It reads, and unto Adam he said, Yahweh said, because thou hast hearkened unto the voice of thy wife, and hast eaten of the tree of which I commanded thee, saying, thou shalt not eat of it. Cursed is the ground, cursed is the ground for thy sake. In sorrow shalt thou eat of in sorrow shalt thou eat of it all the days of thy life. When we go to work, when you at the plantation, I don't care you working in a Fortune 500 company, man, or you working for a peanut patch, man. Okay. In sorrow shall thou eat of it all the days of thy life. Because if it's not sorrow, that means you don't gotta work. Well, guess what? We didn't have to work. We had servants for that. If we wanted a damn palace built, we had servants to build it. If we wanted, I love wine from blackberries. If I wanted blackberry wine and I wanted wines from grapes, or I wanted wine from cherries and blackberries mixed, I ain't had to work for it. I had servants to make my vineyard. Well, now in sorrow shall thou eat of it all the days of thy life. Eat of what? The ground. Thorns also and thistles shall it bring forth to thee. Thorns and thistles ain't nothing pleasant. That's not pleasant. That's part of sorrows, man. Thorns also and thistles shall it bring forth to thee, and thou shalt eat the herb of the field. Right? Right here, verse 19. In the sweat of thy face shall thou eat bread. And you got some slow belly that say, well, the pastors be sweating. That's why they have a rag when they teaching in church. No. This talking about the work of your hands, man. In the sweat of thy face shall thou eat bread till thou return unto the ground. For out of it was thou taken. For dust thou art, and unto dust shalt thou return. Right? It say, and Adam called his wife's name Eve because she was the mother of all living. Unto Adam also and to his wife did the Lord power make goats of skin and clothe them, right? Coats of skin and clothe them. It say, and Yahweh's power said, behold, the man is become as one of us to know good and evil. And now, lest he put forth his hand and take also of the tree of life and eat and live forever. Here's the ending point. Therefore, Yahweh power sent him forth from the Garden of Eden to till the ground from whence he was taken. So, right here, 19, in the sweat of thy face shall thou eat bread. Listen, this is about hands on, man. This is, hey, physically and spiritually, man. You supposed to work, man. So, one nigga came on the comment board some months ago about Martin the Messenger and said, this is how he make his money. This is how he pay his bills. No, we pay our bills by going to the plantation. That's part of the curses, man. And if you are not, if you are trying to find another way, let's get this. That's what's wrong with you niggas, man. You niggas trying to find another way, man. Ain't no other way. Well, you think it's another way because you looking at LeBron James and these athletes. Them niggas working with their hands. Them niggas working with their hands to get them millions, man. John 10 and 10. So like John 10 and 1, right? Because there is no other way, man. Very, very I say unto you, he that entereth not by the door into the sheepfold, but climbeth up some other way, the same as a thief and a robber, man. But he that entereth in by the door is the shepherd of the sheep. So you got Jake that's trying to escape the curses, man. That's what this is. Because they want to follow the ways of the so-called white man. Proverbs 12 and 26. Right? The righteous is more excellent than his neighbor, but the ways of the wicked seduce of them. So this devil then program you to seek another way, man. In reality, there is no other way. You think it is. Because they're gonna die grievous deaths, man. Why should you gain the whole world and lose your own soul? Because this devil taught you there's another way you can make it. Well, we're trying to go through the straight gate, man. This is First Thessalonians. This is First Thessalonians 4 and 11. It reads, it's saying that ye study to be quiet and to do your own business, which is his truth, and to work with your own hands as we commanded you. And this is dealing with the spiritual work, right? Going to the highways and hedges, to the streets and lanes. And these guys don't have street ministries, man, right? And to work with your own hands. What the Lord say? You putting your hand on the plow, man, right? You're supposed to put your hand on the plow. And that's physically and spiritually, man, because the Lord, we under the curses. You can't escape the curses, man. Now, if you find an easier way to make money, cool. Doing okay, you in a cubicle, or you part of whatever Fortune 500 company or Fortune 400, or you however, it doesn't matter. But you still working with your hands. So if you got these slow bellies on YouTube and they making their money because they lying to the people, that's not working. That's you trying to escape the curses. That's you finding another way to the kingdom, man. And if they're not entering to the door of the sheepfold, them niggas is a robber and a thief, man. And the Lord ain't dealing with that. So let's get this. That ye may walk honestly towards them that are without, like it said in Colossians 4. And that ye may have, and that you may have lack of nothing, man. Working with your hands, physically and spiritually. Let's get this. 1 Thessalonians 3 and 10, it reads. Now, like I said, the guy never came back. After I hit him with them precepts, like, if a person hit you with the precepts that I gave him, like, you would be like, okay, you shouldn't have no other answer. You shouldn't have no other questions. Like, that should, but I told him, if it ain't for you, it ain't for you. If you don't understand what I gave you, it ain't meant for you to get it. 1 Thessalonians 3 and 10, it reads, it say, night and day, praying exceedingly that we might see your face and might Salakia. I'm sorry, I'm supposed to be a second Thessalonians, Salakia. Salakia. So the second Thessalonians 3 and 10, it say, this is simple, man. This ain't rocket science, man. This is not Chinese arithmetic, man. This is simple, man. But the Lord have to give you the eyesight to understand what's going on, man. So the second Thessalonians 3 and 10, it reads, for even when we were with you, this we commanded you, that if any would not work, neither shall he eat. Okay? That if any would not work, neither shall he eat. And this is spiritual. This is working in the ministry, putting your hand on the plow. But putting your hand on the plow spiritually is same as putting your hand on the plow physically, man. You got to work. Let's get this. In Proverbs, the Lord already said, by the sweat of our brow shall we eat bread. And if you're going against that, you an antichrist, man. You is a hypocrite and an antichrist, man. And there is no other way up, man. We under the curses. This is a part of our punishment, man, by working. Because we didn't have to work, man. The Lord gave us the kingdom. We had servants for everything, man. This Proverbs 12 and 11, it reads, he that tilleth his land shall be satisfied with bread, but he that followeth vain persons is void of understanding. What are people doing? They are following vain persons. All your athletes, okay? All your TBN ministries, all your YouTube false prophets. He that followeth vain persons is void of understanding. Proverbs 12 and 26 say, we right here. The righteous is more excellent than his neighbor, but the way of the wicked seduceth them, man. Seduceth them to do what? It said it right here. It seduceth them right here. But he that followeth vain persons is void of understanding. So 2/3 of our people have been seduced to follow vain persons, man. It's not hard, man. It say, verse 13, the wicked is snared by the transgression of his lips, but the just shall come out of trouble. Verse 14, look at this. A man shall be satisfied with good by the fruit of his mouth, and the recompense of a man's hands shall be rendered unto him. You either working for the Lord or you working for the devil. Okay? But you still physically have to work, man. You can't get around it. And if you're trying to get around working without your hands, what you can't do, it's impossible. Everything is done by men's hands. So what are you doing? That's you trying to find another door to go into, man. And let's get this. This is Proverbs 28 and 19. It reads, Jake, man. Jake is a trip. It say the same thing as Proverbs 12, but it's worded a little different. It say, he that tilleth his land shall have plenty of bread, but he that follow after vain persons shall have poverty enough. And it's coming. It's coming, man. The poverty for him that's following vain persons is coming, man. This is let's get this. Proverbs 10 and 4. It reads, it said, he becometh poor that dealeth with a slack hand, but the hand of the diligent maketh rich. And not just you, it's the flock, man. As Proverbs 27 say, hey, know the state of thy flocks and look well to thy herds, man. He becometh poor that dealeth with a slack hand. And that's these slow bellies out here that most of our people following for vain reasons, man. But the hand of the diligent maketh rich. This is Proverbs 21 and 25. It reads, it said that the desire of the slothful killeth him, for his hands, for his hands refuse to labor. You can't make this up, man. Proverbs 21 and 25. The desire of the slothful killeth him, for his hands refuse to labor. Why? Because they trying to find another way. Because they following who? Vain persons. That's void of understanding, man. The Lord ain't get his devil no spirit. They are carnal, man. He only gave his spirit to the Israelites, man. Every other heathen, the heathens don't have no spirit of Yahweh Shemashah. Therefore, they dealeth carnally, man. And if you're not trying to tap back into this, your power, you're gonna die a grievous death, man. The desire of the slothful killeth him, for his hands refuse to labor, man. You can't, ain't no other way, man. And it don't matter if you working in a cubicle or you under the sun or you in the White House. You still using your hands. Why? Because it's the curse that we under, man. We under curses, man. This is, and I told him, right? It's Ecclesiastes. I told him, I never said that you can't make money, right? But the scripture says this. The Lord said it, by the sweat of thy brow should I eat bread, right? You gotta work for your money. Ecclesiastes 7:11. Wisdom is good with an inheritance, and by it there is profit to them that see the sun. Sun representing the truth, the light. Like I tell you in Isaiah 9 and 2, they that walked in darkness have seen a great light. So meaning this truth. Verse 12. For wisdom is a defense, and money is a defense. But the excellency of knowledge is that wisdom giveth life to them that have it. So right here's a separation. It say, for wisdom is a defense, and money is a defense. But the excellency of knowledge is that wisdom giveth life to them that have it, not money. Because it's Yahweh quoted it in Matthew 4 and 4. A man should not live off bread alone, but by every word that proceeded out of the mouth of the Lord. And Yahweh was quoting that from Deuteronomy 8 and 3, man. And what did Job say? Let's get this. In Job, Yahweh quoted that in Matthew 4 and 4 from Deuteronomy 8 and 3, man. Go read it. Go read it. This is Job 23. In verse 12, it reads, I'm going to start at 10. But he knoweth the way that I take. When he have tried me, I shall come forth as gold. My foot hath held his steps. His way have I kept and not declined. Neither have I gone back from the commandment of his lips. I have esteemed the words of his mouth more than my necessary food, man. This ain't about money. Psalm 68 and 19, the Lord said he give us our daily benefits. In Matthew 6, he said, don't worry about what you're going to eat or put on. So we ain't want about paying bills. We want about this ministry, man. Feeding the sheep, sound doctrine. Okay? Know the state of thy flocks and look well to thy herds. And if you deceiving the people by making merchandise of them, the Lord gonna destroy you, man. It's just a matter of time, man. It's just a matter of time. So money is a defense, but wisdom bringeth life through knowledge and understanding, man. This is Ecclesiastes 10. Let's get this. 10 and 19, right? It reads, a feast is made for laughter, and wine maketh merry, but money answereth all things. And it do. And it do, man. Money answereth all things. And when you in the world, following Esau, Edom, you think you making it, man. You think you good and well off. Well, the Lord say, why gain the whole world and lose your own soul, man? But money do answer all things, right? Money get you out of anything, man. And that's why you got people that worship money. Money is an idol, man. It's a god to two-thirds of our people and to the heathens, man. Because if you got the right money, it can get you out of any situation, man. But it ain't gonna get you out of the situation with the Lord. Because they tell you in Proverbs 11, riches profit not in the day of judgment, man. In the day of the Lord's wrath, money ain't gonna save you, man. But it can help you on this side. It'll save you on this side. A feast is made for laughter, and wine maketh merry, but money answereth all things. And Jake think this is their meal ticket out of here, man. No, money gonna get you on the chariots, man. When it said in 1 Thessalonians 4, we shall be caught up with the Messiah, the elect shall be caught up with him in the air. Money ain't gonna help you get to that point, man. The money ain't gonna save you, man. Let me get this. Ecclesiastes 9, and that's why Solomon said this. It's Ecclesiastes 9 and 10, and it reads, look, whatever your hand finds to do, and it better be in righteousness, man. It say Ecclesiastes 9 and 10. Whatsoever thy hand findeth to do, do it with thy might, man. That's why I tell you, was that Luke 9? Was that Luke 9 and 62, man? Put your hand on this plow, man. Whatsoever thy hand findeth to do it with thy might. For there is no work, nor device, nor knowledge, nor wisdom in the grave, whither thou goest. Now hold on. The Lord said in Luke 9:62, right? Let's get it. But one of the scriptures I was going to read, but why not? Why not? Because this is about hands on, man. These niggas trying to find another route. Ain't no other route, man. It's Luke 9:62, right? It reads, and Yahushua said unto them, no man, having put his hand to the plow and looking back, is fit for the kingdom of heaven. So guess what? If you're not putting your hand on this plow, you're not fit for the kingdom, man. You ain't fit for the kingdom. So these guys ain't putting their hand on the plow because they teaching plantation Christianity, right? They done sold out, 501c3. And Yahushua said unto them, no man having put his hand to the plow and looking back is fit for the kingdom of heaven. So Solomon said, Ecclesiastes 9 and 10, whatsoever thy hand findeth to do it with thy might. And it's either in righteousness or it's in wickedness. For there is no work, nor device, nor knowledge, nor wisdom in the grave, whither thou goest. So why not put your hand on this truth, man? Let me get this real quick. Let me pull this up in the pocket for real quick. Bear with me. That's another scripture in Sirach 6. Let me pull it up real quick here. Jake trying to find another route, man. Ain't no other route, man. You either putting your hand on the work for the Lord, or you put it or you working for Esau, man. And you gotta physically work, man. We gotta work, man. Ain't no way around this. So let's get this. Ecclesiastes chapter 6, I think it is. Let's see, 19. Let me check. Right. So this is Ecclesiasticus 6 and 19. It reads, it say, let's read 18. My son, gather instruction from thy youth up, so shalt thou find wisdom to thy old age. Come unto her as one that ploweth and soweth, and wait for her good fruits. Well, how do you plow and sow? First off, you got to put your hands on the plow and wait for her good fruits, for thou shalt not toil much in laboring about her, but thou shalt eat of her fruit right soon. But the point is, you got to work, man. Now, let me get this last precept, because I don't want to try to make this too long. I just want to make them points, man. We under the curses. So we got to work with our hands, man. We got to work, man. This is hands-on work, man. This is Ephesians 4 and 28. It reads, look at this. It say, let him that stole steal no more, but rather let him labor, working with his hands the thing which is good, that he may have to give to him that needeth. Hey, and that plays out with alms, man. Paying tithes, alms. Brothers may be down. Brother may need a little help. Whatever, man. But this is spiritually and it's physically, man. Let him that stole steal no more, but rather let him labor, working with his hands the thing which is good. Why is it good? Because we're under the curses. And the Lord told us this is part of the curses, that he may have to give to him that needeth, man. So yeah, I just want to make some points on this. The Lord was edifying. Gotta give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushua, Bahashim Rekah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elder bishops and elders of great millstone who are well, who teach well, who are the apostles and elders of all of Israel, ready accepted or not. And a sincere salutation to all the Akim pushing the truth and believing it's true about the four winds of the earth, the entire world, waking up the hopeful elect. And shalom to the Akwat who are listening and learning. If you sisters who are listening and learning, Lord, was edifying to next time I say shalom. Wa abba for tuning in. May you help out Shema Shah continue blessing your houses. Stay prayed up.